So another Premier League and FA Cup week is upon us. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed it, and let's get straight in. So the first game is a 12:30 kickoff, and it is West Brom are hosting Liverpool. So the last time these two met, in a very weird result, West Brom beat Liverpool 3-2 in the FA Cup. One of just 3 wins for Alan Pardew. West Brom had a brilliant win on Sunday, going to Old Trafford and winning 1-0, and they also picked up a point in their previous home game against Swansea, drawing 1 apiece. Liverpool have been in great form. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. The only draw coming against Everton, where they changed many players. They rested key players for the return leg against Manchester City in the Champions League. When they met in the Premier League, Liverpool and West Brom played out a 0-0 draw. That was in December, and it's one of the few points that Alan Pardew picked up. So there is just one 3 o'clock kickoff, and that is Watford taking on Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, who've had a great win against Brighton in their last game in the M23 derby, and also against Huddersfield. They picked up a valuable win, as well as drawing against Bournemouth, and that was another excellent draw for them as they climb out of the relegation battle. Watford have had just 1 point picked up in the last 15 games, but their home form has been okay. They've won 4 of their last 5. They've won 3 of their last 5 games, drawing 1 and losing against Burnley in their last home game. Palace have just had 1 win in their last 5 Premier League away games, and that came against Huddersfield 2-0. In the FA Cup, the first semi-final is taking place at 5:15 live on BBC One, or if you're abroad, then check your listings. This is a big game for both. I think they both will need to win. Mourinho wouldn't want a season without any silverware. Pochettino is under pressure from the media and the fans to get a trophy as soon as possible. So Manchester United have been in great form, winning 4 of their last 5 games. However, their last loss was against West Brom, as mentioned on Sunday, and that is quite troubling for Mourinho. But they bounced back against Bournemouth, winning 2-0. There was a couple of key decisions that did go Manchester United's way. It seemed like they should have had a penalty just before they scored the second goal, but luck is on both sides most of the time. Tottenham have been in good form as well. They've won against Swansea, Chelsea and Stoke, all away from home. They lost their last game at Wembley, losing 3-1 to champions Manchester City, and they drew 1 apiece against Brighton on Tuesday night. I just realised I haven't made any predictions for the first 2 games. I think West Brom will lose 2-0 to Liverpool. I think 2-1 to Crystal Palace against Watford, and in this game I think Tottenham will get the win 2-0. There are 4 games on Sunday, 3 of which are in the Premier League and just the 1 semi-final. The first game is Arsenal versus West Ham, in which 2 London clubs face each other. Arsenal will of course have one eye on the Europa League, which they play on Thursday at home to Atletico Madrid. Arsenal has suffered a 2-1 defeat to Newcastle on Sunday, but have won 3 of their last 4 games, 2 of which were in the Europa League, beating CSKA in Moscow, and the other wins have come against Stoke and Southampton. West Ham have been in better form. They beat Southampton easily 3-0. Drew 1 apiece at Chelsea, which is a very good point, and then drew against Stoke, coming from behind, and Andy Carroll got. I think Arsenal will get the win. They were in danger of finishing 7th behind Burnley, Burnley lost last night to Chelsea 2-1. Still have that 2-point lead over Burnley, and they do have a game in hand, but Burnley are kicking off at the same time. What West Ham with any point could go. They're currently 6 points clear of Southampton, so any points would be brilliant for them, but I can't see them getting in. They're going to go to 3-1 to Arsenal. Aubameyang scoring a couple. In the other half-past-1 kickoff, Stoke City host Burnley. Stoke are currently 5 points adrift at the in 19th place of Swansea City. They picked up just 1 point in their last 5, drawing in their recent Monday night game against West Ham. They need to pick up something here. They could, if they lose against Burnley, then they will be 5 points behind Swansea, and we're just 3 games remaining, which means they can only pick up a maximum of 9 points. So they need to win. If they win, then that could alter things down at the bottom. If they lose, I think they're down. So they need to pick up something from that game. But I will go with a 1-0 Burnley win. Finally, the last Premier League game kicks off at 4:30, and it's between champions Manchester City and Swansea, who are struggling. A couple of things are that Aguero has had knee surgery and will be out for probably the rest of the season now. Fernandinho will also be missing because of suspension. So Manchester City's home form has been brilliant all season. Just 1 loss in the league, 1 draw, and then the rest are wins, which has been incredible, and I expect them to do the same against Swansea City. Swansea have picked up 3 points from their last 5, drawing against Everton, West Brom and Huddersfield. I don't think this will be a high scoring game. I think it'll be maybe 1 or 2-0 to Manchester City. Swansea are very tight and have been very solid for a while. They were very solid usually under Paul Clement, as well as Carlos Carvajal. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 City win. And finally on Sunday in the FA Cup, 3 o'clock kickoff. This will be on BT Sport. Chelsea and Southampton playing at Wembley Stadium. So they played each other last week in a very, very interesting game where Southampton went 2-0 up before Olivier Giroud came on and scored twice, and in between a Eden Hazard goal, giving Chelsea the win, giving Chelsea the 3-2 win. I think that they picked up a valuable 3 points at Burnley as well. Southampton went to Leicester and drew 0-0. So they're starting to look a bit better form-wise. Chelsea, in their last 5, they've won 2 and won 1 on in extra time, drew 1 against West Ham, and lost to Tottenham. Quite the opposite for Southampton. They've won 1 game in their last 7, which was against Wigan. Their last win in the league came ages ago. So the last time they won in the Premier League was February, beating West Brom. They've done okay in the FA Cup, beating Fulham, who are doing very well in the Championship. Then at home they beat Watford, beat West Brom, and then beat Wigan to get to this stage. I can't see how Southampton will win this one. I think it will be a easy win for Chelsea. I'm going to go 3-1 to Chelsea. Finally, this week we have another Monday night kickoff. It is between Everton and Newcastle. So Newcastle have been in brilliant form, winning 4 of their last 5 games. Their only defeat coming against Liverpool, who have been in brilliant form. And Everton have been in okay form as well, losing just one of their last 5 games, and that was against Manchester City. They've drawn their last 2 against Liverpool and Swansea, but before that beat Stoke away and also got a 2-0 victory over 10-man Brighton. I think this will be a very hard one to predict. If Newcastle beat Everton, they go ahead of Everton into 8th place actually, on goal difference. But if Everton win, they'll go into 8th place above Leicester City. So I think that this will be a 1-1 draw, and that is pretty much the weekend all finished. So what are your predictions? Let me know your thoughts, what you think will happen this weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I am Mike, and I will see you soon.